Hello everybody, my name is Michel Dugon. I am an Irish Research Council postdoctoral fellow in the discipline of zoology at NUI Galway. And I am also the instigator and the coordinator of VIDAA. So the VIDAA project means actually Venom Investigation, so for the development of novel antimicrobial agents. And I'm going to try and actually explain to you why this project is so close to my heart in the coming few minutes. So in 2016, globally, at least 1 person died of antimicrobial resistant infections every minute. That is 1,800 people every single day. Multiply that by 366 days, and you obtain the staggering number of 700,000 people dead for lack of access to an effective antimicrobial agent for an infection that would have been completely treatable 10 to 15 years ago. So the reality of it is that actually the world is running out of novel antibiotics. If we just look at this graph, we notice that between 1983 and 1987, 16 new antibiotics reached the market in the US after being approved by the FDA. Between 2008 and 2012, only 2 antibiotics reached the market. So the reason for this is probably fairly complex, but overall, it seems that pharmaceutical companies prefer to invest largely on the treatment of chronic illnesses, which have a much better return on investment than antimicrobial. Now, VIDAA actually aims at answering parts of that void by investigating a fairly unlikely source of novel agents. And that novel source, or unlikely source, is actually the venom of bugs, of arthropods. Around the world, hundreds of thousands of species of animals survive on a daily basis thanks to their venom. Venom is probably the largest library of bioactive compounds with therapeutic applications available to us. In Ireland alone, we're speaking about 3,000 different species that are potentially producing at least 50,000 bioactive peptides and maybe up to 80,000 bioactive peptides, and none of them has ever been studied. I often say we rather than I. This is because actually VIDAA is a collaborative effort. So I might be green in that domain, but I know how to work with very good people. And here are some of them. So those are some of the best researchers in the field that you would find in NUI Galway. They have impressive international profiles, and all those people have actually accepted to invest some of their resources and some of their time to actually help VIDAA grow. So I'm very, very thankful to all of them. But I can't rely just on their generosity. So I need to secure money. And for that purpose, I have actually applied for some funding. Now, how would I spend that money? Well, the money would actually go in the development of the Venom system and Proteomics lab, which is my creation, and I try to let it grow and concentrate on the development of new therapeutic based on Venom. I hope that the Ryan Award will allow me to develop a portfolio of compounds that we will then be able to synthesize. This will hopefully lead to some patents with the collaboration of NUI Galway and the TTO. Of course, the patenting will be done in collaboration with my collaborators because, well, they are deeply involved in that project as well. So then that license could be actually, of course, released and sold, or we could bring the project to the next step through clinical trial and then try to sell it to the major player in the field. Another possibility would be obviously the creation of a spin-off company, but I'm quite wary about this at this stage because I'm at a very early stage of development. So this may be an option for a bit later. It would involve, of course, knowledge transfer from the Venom System Lab to the company, and also the buyback of the license by the spin-off company. So we are quite far away from that. So I think I've already spoken probably too much, so I'm going to finish here. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll take your questions.